Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kaz.
This is Medibot.
This is recap. Last time, we finally earned the cutscene that starts the next dungeon, the escort mission. Trial by sandy fire.
But we're doing this for all the right reasons.
In the fiery sands. Gets everywhere. Like, it wasn't bad enough that we went through the damn ocean, the sand at the bottom of it. Now we're in an ocean of sand above the sea.
The ocean is like a desert with the sand underground.
It rarely rains in the ocean.
That's true. Oh no, you stood in the way so that we could see this dungeon's gimmick in full force.
They had to guarantee that we would understand it at least once. Just on the off chance that by some complete luck or skill, we were able to get through it without this happening.
What we're saying is that the Riddler built this dungeon.
Stupid. Is there nothing he cannot ruin? Or put another way, will he ruin everything?
Kaz, I have good news and bad news. The good news is you're right.
Wait,
The bad news is yes, he will ruin everything.
Oh, I see.
So we have these desert Goombas with spears that, fortunately, you are well equipped to deal with.
Yes, thanks to Spike Badge A, I can jump on sharp things. And it deals double damage to them when I do.
And then we got things that shoot mushrooms at us? That seems okay. I mean, they'll just... oh, dang, that was not a mushroom.
No, indeed. These guys are really hard to dodge. Like, you have to be just pitch perfect with the timing of your jump.
I can tell who they're going for, but I have no idea what they're about to shoot at.
Yeah.
Or how they're about to shoot it. And we will see that they can shoot in multiple ways. They can go for a high shot or a low shot. What I'm saying is that Spiky...
You don't want to fight them.
To
they're
fight a
really
cactus
simplistic.
is to invite death.
Yeah, they're really simplistic, but also really tough. So we really want to deal with them as little as possible. The monsters are all samey. It is definitely a punishment when you fail at the escort mission and have to fight through some enemies to get back. Oh, also, strictly speaking, you do not have to fight these guys. You can just sort of walk up to Peach and untie her, and then everything's peachy.
Yeah. You instantly teleport out of the underground zone and get back to the beginning of the room that you were just in when you screwed up your guard duty.
Let's activate
she just sort of laughs and it's like, no, you don't get a hug. We hug each other because we survived this without you.
Oh, I think it goes without saying that in addition to having Peach wander off the screen, if an enemy touches her, she is insta-kidnapped.
Yes. You are frozen in place for the duration of this cutscene, so they can just sort of zip on right past you.
Every monster is equipped with a posh pillow just in case they need to kidnap a princess. It rarely comes up in their day-to-day business, but they all have one. That's part of the job.
Being a desert bandito is not easy.
I mean, the same
I
way...
did that as part of my exchange program in high school.
Really?
Wait, where'd she...
I guess she wasn't ready to move on.
Oh.
That wasn't that bad this time. But yeah, it's like I was saying. I mean, they all have one. They all have the pillow. It's just like how American police each have a firearm, and they're required to have it, even though they rarely, any specific police officer rarely has to use it. And all Canadian police have a horse, even though they rarely need to use the horse unless they're the specific kind of police who do. Oh, jeez. Yep. Missed him by an inch. Insta-kidnapped.
We just stand there and shout.
Right there's the little switch. That's all you have to do. Time to get out my horse.
Time to get out my list of Miranda rights.
Oh, and in case it wasn't obvious, we do have to go through the whole, like, down pipe, around the bend, past some monsters, and then up to Peach. But I mean, you've seen it once, so...
You've seen it. It is never different.
Figure the sand is bad enough for me, it shouldn't have to be horrible for you, too. Feel free...
It's already getting everywhere.
Feel free to reply in the thread with your own home country's police things having habits. Because I only really am familiar with the American and Canadian legal and judicial systems.
I hear that in France, actually, all police officers are required to carry a stringed or woodwind instrument with them while on duty.
You know, I would have thought it was face paint.
That's only in certain districts in Paris, actually. And they're required to have that in addition to the instrument.
They have to be ready for the upside-down stuffed pairs of jeans on Parliament's floors. And stairs. Okay. You've taken form of barrel and... Why did you run from the monster? I don't remember who did this, but I'm going to pin it on you.
Probably me, because when I am barrel man, I'm usually driving. I didn't think the Goomba would get her. I thought
He'd
we'd be
blink,
okay. I
huh?
thought we could just sort of
You
graze
played
it.
chicken with the gritty Goomba.
Oh yeah.
You cost us that time. And no, it cost us the barrel too. I have to hit the button again. Yeah.
Even when there are no visible monsters around, you do have to carefully keep Peach from wandering too far off screen.
Right. This is where I'm just sort of gauging how long she takes, because I do not want to mess this up again. Myself a nice running start, as it were. She will, if she gets to the edge, turn back on her own, as long as she's still on the screen. So that's not too bad. Like, she won't actually regress to a previous screen and force you to do a previous puzzle again. Although... I'm getting a ROM hack idea! Just string together all the most horrible parts of this. Ooh, speaking of just stringing together all horrible parts of everything, I looked it up. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't horribly misusing a term from a language I don't speak. And so here is 7 definitions of mamacita. I presume
Look,
nothing terrible.
Here's my policy. If I don't understand it, it's not English, and if it's not English, it's probably a swear.
Oh. Well, in this case, definition 1 is little mommy, usually referred to a hyena or fine girl. Usage...
Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say fine girl in the 20th century?
I don't know. A mamacita vente pasar. Yeah.
See, now you're just making me more and more suspicious of this whole process.
Number 2.
I think you're just finding words that...
Literal meaning, little mama. Orale, mamacita está caliente. Which, oh, by the way, never say that. Oh, man.
Like...
Because that means they're in heat, not that they are hot. Oh, jeez. Anyway, number 3.
Dang, that's super rude.
Mama...
Why would you even... Kaz, I might have to arrest you for thought crime.
A really hot, with 2 T's, Mexican babe or sexy Mexican girl. And this is where I got a little suspicious. And usage, hey mamacita, you looking good. Look at that fine mamacita. Number 4.
I don't think this is going to help us out with...
Part 1. Hot mama, sexy lady in the US and Central America and Mexico. Part 1. Synonym of señorita, young lady in South America. Polite, formal, not sexual. Number 1. It's too bad Shannon is white, cause she's a mamacita. Number 2. Bolivian cheese lady. Este queso cuesta 7 soles, mamacita. Okay, it's pretty obvious that I don't actually speak Spanish at this point. Traveling gringa. Bueno, le pagare 7. Muchísimas gracias. Muchísimas gracias? No one says that. Oh, I guess that's why she's a gringa. Number 5. The Urban Dictionary continues. Either Little Mother or Sweet Mom. Well, definition 4 had parts 1, 1, 1, and 2. So, there it is.
Kaz, I'm beginning to doubt the...
This is the future of dictionaries, don't you know? There's not going to be a book anymore. I heard a TED Talk about it back in 2007. So really, by now we should have negative dictionaries, if I understand how the internet works. Which it will, as long as SOPA doesn't pass. So there, banging on that second time in a second video. Definition number 5. Either Little Mother or Sweet Mama. Mamacita tanga rosada es tan fantastico. See, that's the kind of Spanish I like.
Kaz, I'm just...
Sweet Mama,
all
your
I can
pink
see in my
song
mind
is
is people running away as fast as they can.
Or hola,
because you're
mamacita.
saying all the wrong
Favor
words
de
that
darme
are
unas
making them frown the
monedas para
hardest.
ir de compras. Hi, Ma. Would you please give me some money to go shopping? Number
This
6.
is, like, you know how frowns work.
Lady, you want to fornicate in a hard and sweaty way. That's hardly a definition at all. That Queen of England is one old mamacita. There, that's more like it.
You're saying lots of things that are...
What?
This is not an appropriate use of internet technology.
That is the dictionary! Look, I can't think of a more appropriate use of the dictionary than to discuss words. Oh look, a boss!
But these aren't words at all!
I finished just in time.
This isn't English!
For a boss.
Non-English languages don't have dictionaries!
Solid gold! That's why they call it guilt.
It's the trunkle.
It is the trunkle. This is another boss that I don't really understand. I mean, he throws his fist at me. That I understand well enough. Ooh, through the curve. But he has 2 bits.
He has the mouth and the orange?
If you jump on the top bit, then basically nothing happens. If you can't hammer the top bit because it's too high. If you hammer the bottom bit, you get damage out. So it really looks like a straight-up damage race, which we're definitely going to win. Kind of uninspiring as a boss, and another thing that makes me think that there's actually way more to this guy that we're just not seeing.
There's something with that orange.
Like, is he actually supposed to be enough of a tank that we have to figure him out? I just hammered his top bit, and that seemed to work.
Yeah, that hit for like 100.
Ooh, giving him the double deuce. Look at that.
So he's got fist rolling, and that's it?
I mean, that looks like it. I mean, he's got that big old gaping craw. You'd think he'd be able to chomp us or something. Oh, and then he's dead.
We get 4 super nuts. That's super nuts.
And over 1,000 experience? What a lame boss. Jeez.
What?
By the way, hammer him in the orange.
Hit him in the orange. Orange, like,
I mean, I guess that's your reward.
Citrus is the most delicious, and therefore the weak.
If you get through this whole lengthy desert where I discuss the Urban Dictionary word for a while, and then your reward is a
that makes
pretty easy
2
boss.
things I'm gonna have to clean out of my boots after we get out of this desert.
Not just your boots. Oh yeah. It looks like they got it. Hooray! We've got it all right.
Yeah, we beat up your stupid tree monster boring guy. Yeah, welcome to little immigrant town because this is an apartheid state and we have to stay up here.
No kidding. Well, maybe next time we'll be able to rise above it on the lift.
miserable.